Uh-oh, what is that lurking in the shadows? Why, it's no one else than a Bigfoot, or to be more specific, 3 of them. So hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 2 Remastered, the Golden Mask expansion. This is guys 115 speaking, and this is what I've been talking about, an enemy we have already defeated before the events of Tomb Raider 1. If the magazine Larson placed upon Lara's table back in Calcutta in India before the events of Tomb Raider 1 is to be believed. Lara, you stamped out a Bigfoot, and now in this level you get to do that to 16 other Bigfoots. Are you ready for this? Now, these are also referred to as Sasquatches by some people, or Bigfoots, it doesn't really matter. These are, for all intents and purposes, retextured Yetis, and Yetis in Tibet were kind of pushovers on normal difficulty, and since there doesn't exist a New Game Plus difficulty mode for the expansion levels, we should be fine. Now, I'd like to officially welcome you to the Kingdom level. We are gonna get our hands on all 3 secrets, meaning we'll have 12 secrets at this point, and we'll unlock the 5th bonus level. By the way, don't really feel pressure to hoard any ammunition or medpacks for the next secret level, because your inventory is gonna reset and you're gonna end up with your pistols only, so go crazy in this one. We are also not gonna pick up 52 pickups, only 50. We are actually intentionally gonna omit 2 of them, and that's because this is our Zdorovye playthrough. And 2 of these pickups, 2 grenade bundles, are dropped by one of the 4 Inuits in this level, making the harvest plan implemented and Zdorovye achievements mutually exclusive, like I talked about, okay? Furthermore, not only is this gonna decrease our kill count, meaning we will not kill all 29 enemies, but also we need to think of legitimate repression achievement, asking us to trap at least 3 Bigfoots in this cage that we find ourselves in, which is actually a lot of fun and very ironic since we're the sacrifice offered to them by the local Inuits, but now they'll be the sacrifice that Lara's gonna trap. However, this achievement is only gonna unlock at the very end of the level when you see the stat screen, which is unfortunate, also meaning you cannot really go back and scoop the kills later, because once you reach this cage, you are never ever gonna get back inside of it, okay? Nevertheless, this, I think, highlights nicely why I split my statistic playthrough with my all achievements playthrough. Other than Zdorovye and legitimate repression, we are also gonna unlock Comrade Croft just for finishing the level, and victory over the Bourgeoisie, which is gonna ask us to kill the final boss of the level in a very specific way. So you're essentially gonna unlock the first achievement of this level once you land the killing blow on the final boss, triggering the level exit, and then on the level stat screen you will essentially trigger all 3 other achievements, okay? So just don't panic in case you see no achievements popping up as you play. So that's it, this is how we'll unlock all 4, and like before, I want to show you how to do this without using a medpack. Okay, let's dive right in. First of all, the way to exit is really simple. You need to put this cage onto the pressure plate with the golden mask over there, and you can essentially ignore these 3 Bigfoots altogether and the surrounding area. The thing is, the surrounding area has a couple of goodies, more than just the flare box over here. Now, we can absolutely press the lever inside the cage to open it up, and essentially I think the plan is to get devoured by the Bigfoots as a sacrifice. But instead, what we'll want to do is to trap them inside, press the lever again, and then continue our way down here, which is easier said than done. Now, there are 5 goodies scattered across the area outside of here, and you can absolutely run out of the cage, pick them up, and try to avoid the Bigfoots to the best of your ability, but I have a much better plan, which is gonna conserve our health, and that's to just trap these guys inside, continue on the level, because towards the very end of the level, we'll get an opportunity to return to this area outside the cage. Now, unfortunately, we will not get an opportunity to kill the 3 Bigfoots we'll trap inside the cage, okay? So those are kills we will not be able to get again. Now, for the most dangerous part, let's just lure them in. And you can just keep jumping over this pit backwards and forwards to avoid them and wait until all 3 are inside, which again, easier said than done. I think we're at number 2, and there's the 3rd one. Okay, and you know what? I think I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, Lara, you got this. Ah, and there's a leather texture here. Guys, we did it. Let me just make a proper check using the photo mode to see if all 3 are inside or if one of them... Oh my goodness. Ah, 2 of them made it out just before we pressed that lever. Okay, that is infuriating. Let's just try this again until we pull this off. And you know what? I'm gonna take this opportunity to take a picture of... Ooh, Christ, they're uglier than the Yetis somehow. To be fair, even the Yetis had those creepy red eyes. Now, I'd like to take a picture with the brazier and fire over here. I think this will do nicely. Alrighty guys, so I will see you back at this spot and we'll try to pull this shenanigan off again. Alrighty then, attempt number 2. Let's see. I think what confused them last time, which made them leave the cage area altogether, was us climbing on those blocks, but it's a bit odd because they are able to climb. They're one of the few enemies that can do that. Okay, Lara, you got this. Okay, how are we doing? Did anyone leave the... Oh my god, that guy almost did. Let's see. Ah, all 3 of them are inside. Okay, this is pretty damn exciting. Now what we gotta do is grab the ladder texture over here safely. And, oh boy, this does not look good. Woo. Okay, we got this, we made it. Now again, do not panic if you don't see the legitimate Repression achievement popping up yet. It will unlock at the very level end. That's when the game does the check, and here there are 3 of them hanging around. By the way, you can absolutely kill one of these guys and end up trapping only one of them inside, because later on when we revisit this area, picking up one of the items outside will cause another Bigfoot to spawn inside the cage already, right? So that's a little helper, but I really wanted to do it this way in case you're not interested in all the goodies, or in case, like me, you are interested in trapping 4 of them inside the cage. Okay, now let's be real careful around. I'm gonna listen to my most favorite track of the core game soundtrack. Ah, there we go. By the way, that entire golden pool area is kind of pointless. There's nothing in it. It's just needed to traverse over here on the other side of the grate behind the ladder where we dropped to pick up these 3 goodies, okay? But just seeing those effigies of the golden mask makes me very happy. Golden mask that, by the way, this entire time we are carrying. You'd think that Lara would put it on and the Bigfoots would, I don't know, worship her or at least leave her alone, but no such luck. Now, according to synopsis from Stella's Tomb Raider walkthrough, it's supposed to have powers of reanimation, but honestly, that's not really gonna be our experience here. Anyway, let's make it onto the save tile here, and all this, by the way, should be familiar. This is molten gold. It will cause Lara to catch fire if you come anywhere near it, okay? Alrighty then, and now we'll just need to use the slippery slope to our advantage here. There we go, and continue on through the golden corridor. I really kind of wonder what it's like to the touch, you know, to see the gold melted with the rock. And Lara refuses to climb up. Maybe let's shimmy to the side? Ah yeah, low ceiling was the issue apparently. Okie dokie, that's fine. By the way, the best weapon to take down Bigfoots, and we have plenty of these in our supply... Grenade launcher. It completely trivializes the threat of Bigfoots that's been building up across the levels. And there we get a preview of this level's first secret, okay? We're gonna get our hands, our grubby little Tomb Raider thieving hands very soon. But first, we are gonna enter a maze, which is actually a lot of fun in my opinion. We find ourselves in one of many cages surrounded by goodies and snow leopards, which is a pretty scary setup. But there's something really simple to keep in mind, and around you are braziers which are unlit, but the moment you press a lever, the corresponding gate will open and also a brazier will light up. This sort of marks your progression and also reduces some of the confusion you might have thinking, okay, which levers we pressed and which ones we left unpressed, okay? Now, what we are trying to do is, since we entered the maze, do a bit of a circuit around this area. Oh, careful, he's already out. At this stage, I might just start using Uzis altogether, but there's something about using automatic pistols and the sweet sound they make, especially on these weaker enemies, that I find incredibly satisfying. Okay, and we opened up a way out, but we need to open up a way to the way out, if that makes sense, okay? So first of all, let's explore the area where the snow leopard came from. There is a little pool over there, which is utterly pointless. I think inside this pool are just some discarded bones. Oh yeah, some sacrifice to the Bigfoots, no doubt. Or maybe even a dead Bigfoot. Because those bones were really, really big, to be honest. But here we go, an unpressed lever. Okay, the path to the exit is almost entirely open, but there's still a couple of obstacles in the way. Now, what this also did is that the square where we originally dropped with the very first lever now has a gate open to the fourth lever we pressed. That's a bit of a hint, meaning that we can now press the first lever again, and despite the fact that it will close up the way out originally, we now have a back door here, and we can just go around the circle like this. Hopefully this is not too confusing. Just remember the order in which I press the levers, and that's all you need to think about, really. And now, depending on where the snow leopard made it at the time of us pressing those levers, it might already attack us. Oh, I think it totally will. And look, it's now roasted. We can have a lovely meal. Alrighty then, and all that remains is the final grate over there. What you need to do is just press the lever in the room with the sort of a bone pile pit and water. That was empty. And now we can get out of this maze. But before we'll be in too much rush, I'd like to light up a flare and show you automatic pistol clips in this bone pile pit. And that's it. We have one small medpack to pick up around the corner, and we essentially made it. And you know what's? It's really interesting to look at these symbols on the walls, knowing full well what happened. So Inuits sacrificing polar bears to the Bigfoots, and this time Lara was the sacrifice rather than a polar bear. That's because she blew all the available polar bears up. Now, if you're interested in the secret, please choose the left path, okay? But I'm gonna get rid of the flare, because it makes me a bit nervous, given what we're about to do here. Okay, and... Alright, that should be enough, because there is a bit of spikes. I want to light another flare and show you. Uzi clips amongst these, and sometimes when I go all the way to the left here and grab the ladder, I manage to avoid taking even a small scratching damage, like now. Wonderful. Now, before the flare goes out, I'd like to climb up and make a backflip with mid-air roll and grab. Kind of a trick we used, for example, in Temple of Xi'an on floating islands. We already mastered it. We're a more seasoned, experienced Tomb Raider. This might not be to your preference, but doing it this way, you'll avoid scratching Lara's legs on those spikes when you'll drop down from the ladder. Let me maybe show you, like this. So otherwise you'd have to make a drop, which would result in a little bit of damage, and also making it through here would require a jump, which would scratch Lara's legs further. So we just avoided taking some unnecessary damage, but like I said, if you don't care about the whole no medpacks challenge like I do, there's no point. You can keep popping medpacks like candies in this level, because moving on to the next one, you're gonna lose your entire inventory. Okay, and here we see a couple of grates with goodies above the cage maze. These were the sources of light. But to make things a bit more interesting, there are grates even above us. Okay, so we clearly haven't concluded the business yet. And again, another look at this level's first secret. I love how it teases us. Thankfully, there is a staircase right over here. And we are on these top grates now, above the grates that are above the cage maze. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, first of all, I'd like to take the path on the right over here. You can slide down, take some scratching damage from the spikes and grab the ladder and go back that way. Or even better, let's actually get what we came here for, and that's the first secret. And that's gonna open up a trapdoor back to the maze. Yeah, we've been on the other side of that, overlooking this secret. But once you pick it up, the trapdoor will open up. But be very careful. A Bigfoot is now with you in the maze. Well, maybe let's go behind the water pit, so we can take a pot shot at it and be relatively covered. Nicely done, Lara. Ever since we trapped those 3 guys in the cage, we haven't taken any damage yet, which is truly wonderful. And soon we're gonna approach an area where I'd like to make this level's first save. Okay, so now we're choosing the right path since we concluded our business with the first secret. And now, my friends, this is where the kingdom level will truly get visually fascinating. Now, I don't like this level quite as much as the Furnace of the Gods, but my god, is this fascinating. Does this look like Alaska to you? No? Well, that's good, because like I said before, the heat from the molten gold just allowed plants and forests and trees to flourish in this environment. It is much warmer here than in the Cold War or the Fool's Gold levels. Now, the moment you pick up this medpack, 2 Bigfoots will come. No time to waste. But again, there really are pushovers on normal difficulty. And we have, in a sense, essentially now entered the kingdom. Now, there are plenty of goodies here, and this area can be fairly confusing. But let me make it a bit easy for you. Let's jump here, avoiding the slippery slope and falling into our death, and touch the tile in front of you, because this will trigger the appearance of another Bigfoot. Or, if you're not interested in all the kills, given the Zdorovye and legitimate repression, well, then just don't touch this tile and the Bigfoot will never appear, okay? It's really as simple as that. And crossing the wooden bridge over here, we are able to continue. However, we would be missing out on a couple of goodies, including the second secret. So first things first, I would recommend making an angled standing jump over here, and then over here, pick up your automatic clips, and we are essentially approaching the area with the second secret. Okay, be very careful, we'll need to do some shimmying here. Even though those tiles underneath us might look like they're half safe in those corners, I tested it, no. If you touch them, and it's displayed like this even in the original graphics, Lara will still burn to death, okay? So be very careful about that, can be a bit misleading visually speaking. Okay, and now I'd really like to make a proper jump over there. Always feeling insecure about that one. And there we go. Second secret is ours. That's not all. We can still slide down and get our hands on some M16 clips. Now, these are very awkward jumps, and I believe the Golden Mask expansion levels were created after Tomb Raider 3, in fact. And it seems like they took a couple of hints from Tomb Raider 3, as in the terrain to navigate, it really does feel more awkward and organic. At least it does so in this area. And that's it, guys. We concluded our business in this first forest. Yep, I say first because there's more to come, of course. Now, before we continue into that structure, let's say, and I assume vast majority of you, is interested in all the achievements, but not necessarily in all the kills or having nice statistics or anything like that. So I'd like to talk about the Inuit over here, because this, my friends, is the one and only Inuit in the entire expansion that drops something, and he drops those 2 grenade pickups. So, in case you're interested in Harvest Plan Implemented achievement, blow him up or kill him with automatics, whatever works for you or strikes your fancy or tickles your pickle. And get those grenades and continue the level. If, however, you are interested in the Zdorovye achievement, you need to let him go. What's infuriating is that there are 3 other Inuits in this level, and all 3 can be killed via avalanche hoodlums in the same area. But this guy is isolated from the rest of the group. So he is untouchable here unless you decide to kill him. So pick your achievement and continue. What I cannot recommend enough, in case you're not doing sort of 2 alternate playthroughs and you're just after the achievement, please make a save file here so that once you unlock the Zdorovye achievement, you can come back here rather than replaying the whole level and just kill him, pick up those grenades, and continue on the level for the Harvest Plan Implemented achievement, okay? Now, you are gonna unlock Harvest Plan Implemented in the bonus 5th level, okay? So it's not something that's tied to the Kingdom level, but the Zdorovye achievement absolutely is tied to the Alaskan levels, okay? So make a backup here. Since I'm gonna do an entire separate all kills run, I'm not gonna make that backup save, okay? But hopefully this is clear. This can be the point from which you can branch out and you don't need to repeat the whole level. And I'd like to help you to save some time. Now, around the corner over here, is a grenade pickup, and we get previews of really fascinating areas. First of all, this will be the site of the third and final secrets, and it's quite gorgeous and epic. Over here, we just see a preview of a corridor going around what is essentially a large arena in a huge cage. So inside here is sort of a golden cage at the very top with an avalanche mercenary trapped inside. We can absolutely take this guy down with a few potshots once we open up the area inside. Then there are 3 golden doors, and behind each is an Inuit waiting for the action. In the middle is a large medpack, and there are 3 mechanisms that can operate this area and trigger the events to happen. Okay, so going around the corner here, you can already get your hands on some, I think, automatic clips. There we go. But you will see that the door out is open. You cannot fully ignore this area, but there are a couple of things you can do in the safest order possible, and especially since we are not now interested in all the kills, given this is an Zdorovye playthrough, I'm gonna show you what I think is the most efficient way to operate those levers, okay? And there's that bastard teasing us. See, he's completely isolated because of this grate. He cannot even enter the arena proper, which is unfortunate. Okay, guys, so if you allow me, I'm gonna make our runs first safe over here, and I'm gonna show you the best way to operate those levers. Okay, so to begin with, start with a lever over here. This opens up the door to the arena, and using M16, we'll be able to take care of the avalanche hoodlum over there. He's probably gonna land a few shots at us. Now what you need to do first is to pick up the large medpack down there, okay? Because that will raise the grate that blocks him from shooting us, but also us shooting him. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Your back is exposed. Depending on the RNG and how lucky you get, you might just be able to, you know, not take quite as much damage, but that is fine. We can still do this level without taking any damage. Pressing the second lever will, in fact, release 3 Inuits, but as you can see, they have nothing to do, which is pretty damn funny. Even the combat music starts. What was supposed to happen, maybe pressing even this lever beforehand, you will trigger the appearance of a very unfortunate avalanche mercenary. And let the games begin. In the background, while doing this, maybe you noticed, there is also a Bigfoot moving to our general direction. Oh, there he is. So let's not get too distracted by the action in the arena. Okay, they killed the avalanche mercenary, we killed the Bigfoot. Now, the mercenary himself drops absolutely nothing, okay? And since this is an Zdorovye playthrough, we also cannot kill these Inuits. But they took care of him. Stolen a kill from us. Again, this is not an all kills playthrough, so we don't care. Now I'm gonna operate these levers very, very differently in our all kills montage at the end of the level. You have that to look forward to in case you are interested. And now we see the golden door over here open via pressing the third lever, which spawned the second avalanche mercenary. And there are some Uzi clips to pick up here, okay? This is such a cool place. I really, really like it. It'd be better if it wouldn't be for the Zdorovye achievement. Oh well. So now we are gonna enter another dark forest, but don't worry. This is a large, confusing area, but I'm gonna do my absolute best to show you around. So first things first. Our objective, essentially, to continue the level is to take this golden slide and use this pile of leaves to make a sliding jump forward and continue the golden slide to the next part of the level, okay? That's essentially the gist of it. If, however, you miscalculate the jump and not end up doing it, you will instead fall down here and another slide will take you all the way down. You'll need to make another jump over here at the very last second to save yourself from crispy fate. Your reward, however, for messing up the slide will be a grenade pickup at this seemingly unsafe, but in fact very safe tile to pick them up on. Reminds me of the Madubu Gorge bugged safe tile, if you know what I'm talking about. Then there is a ladder taking us across multiple levels of trees and treetops all the way to the top, where there's another pickups and 2 Bigfoots. Now, what I really like to show you is the most efficient way to get all the goodies in this area, land those kills, and continue on. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna ignore the ladder for now up until the very end. And let's get our hands on the box of flares over here. And there is a much better point from which to access the golden slide. Rather than going all the way to the top first, we can use this bridge, climb up here, pick up the small med pack, and still, before we even start interacting with the slide, let's use instead the ladder over here to kill the two Bigfoots at the very top. This is a mistake I made in my original 2015 playthrough. I used the other ladder and of course we got pummeled to death. Whereas with this one, we have an option to climb up and make a backflip, which is gonna put distance between us and them. And this works flawlessly every single time. Now, there is an unlucky adventurer here with some automatic clips, but good for us. Let's also not forget the M16 clips. They are incredibly easy to miss over here. And remember when we took a peek with the photo mode on the first ladder over here, there was a small med pack, okay? So this ladder is incredibly dangerous if you haven't yet killed the Bigfoots, but it will be safe to get to the very top over here later on, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do, and I just almost killed us. Wonderful. By the way, in case you're wondering about the skybox, look how gorgeous it was in the original. I actually preferred it to this one because this is the Great Wall of China skybox, and it doesn't make much sense to me. It feels like assets were used, whereas this worked so much better in my opinion, and you can see traces of the Alaskan wasteland in the background, right? Nevertheless, both skyboxes I think do an excellent job of showing you just how big the kingdom is with the source of the gold, okay? Alrighty, let's slide, and let's intentionally miss the jump here, so we'll end up sliding down like this, and we just gotta be ready to, whoa, tilt her to the left here, and that's it. And now, let's just make a standing jump onto the safe tile over here and pick up those grenades. Oh, it's 2 bundles of grenades, even better. Okay, and let's not catch fire, pretty please, Lara. There we go. And you know what? Just for the ladder climb over here, I'm gonna light a new flare because it is very long. It is not quite as bad as it was in the diving area, nothing like that, but it will take a while. And like I said, in my original playthrough, I kind of made a more convoluted way of getting the goodies, and I ended up climbing the ladder up here, listening to the screams and sounds that the Bigfoots would make, awaiting our pummeling and death. But this way, you can just dispatch them way more easily and be on your merry way from safety. You will see a couple of backflip opportunities, like the bridge behind us now, with the camera angle, which I think is really cool and neat that they cared to even show this to us. But again, we don't need to. We scoured and picked this area clean of all the goodies, which is simply awesome. And now, we'll take the slide again, as it was meant to, in order for us to progress through the level, okay? So essentially, remember, there's a single jump you need to make, and it's right over here. And this way, we'll enter the next stage. Oh, and look, shotgun shells waiting for us. Awesome. Now, this jump can be a bit tricky if you don't want to burn, which I assume you don't, but let's see. We're professionals, we got this. I just wish the camera would cooperate. Oh, thank God. Okay, now what awaits is a long path made of solid gold with a couple of trapdoors. But on the side over there is an entire dark forest with 3 goodies and 3 Bigfoots for us to explore. Now, let's just pray we will not get pushed down. Whoa! Oh, thank God. Let's go around the corner over here. Okay, and third one, pretty please. Okay, Lara, you got this. Oof, wonderful. Now, since we no longer need to use guns here, let me light up a flare, because you not only have Bigfoots to watch out for, but also spiky pits. Yeah, it wasn't enough to just plop these 3 guys in here, they had to give us spiky pits. And by the way, you can climb the ledge over here and continue this sort of golden molten path towards the end of the level, but there is still the entrance to the 3rd and final secret which we left unresolved, okay? Now, we picked up a small med pack, we picked up Uzi clips, but what we still gotta do is, around the corner here, get our hands on some shotgun shells. And that's essentially it. This entire forest is now explored. Another spiky pit we just jumped over. Let's get back onto the solid golden block and immediately fall down into this trapdoor. By the way, this tile is completely safe. It's another trickery, like the grenades pickup, but even if it wouldn't, you could have seen that the angle from which I dropped here landed us on this tile over here. So they didn't need to make it safe, but they did, which I honestly appreciate. That is really cool. Okay, and one more climb, Lara. And now we have a ladder from which we need to do a well-timed backflip, but there is a very easy reference point to do this from, okay? Let me actually show you. There. And just as you reach this point of the ledge to our right, make a backflip, and you have made it onto a save ledge and we can climb up. Now before I climb up, I'd really like to make a level save here because I think I'm very likely to mess things up here. Oh my god, I actually realized I completely forgot to take a picture of the Inuits, the ones made of flesh and bone, not the spirit ones. So let me just fix this real quickly and get back to the arena. Can we even pass through here? Ah, wicked! This is really cool. So we are back in the arena. Let's just go all the way around. And there they are patrolling, okay? Ah, there we go. And this way, we'll end a shot on 2 of them even. So let's compare the original and remastered graphics. I think especially the clothing got quite the touch up here, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, I like them a lot. Okay, so let's climb up. I'm gonna shut up now because we're gonna listen to the magnificent track.
Aha. Aha.
Now it takes picking up the box of flares here to trigger the appearance of the snow leopard, but this doesn't conclude our business here. By the way, I'm definitely counting the 4 squares blocking our path here as breakable objects, just to let you know. And you can jump into this. It essentially behaves like water and you can swim inside it. However, you'll just find that your health has instantly turned to 0. I guess it's supposed to represent Lara burning away or something like that. Doesn't quite work like that in this particular engine's physics, but there you have it. It is lethal. Also, touching the streams over here will cause her to burn. Now, what I think is really, really cool, and the lighting in the original graphics is messed up in the remasters. This is not actually how it looked like in the actual original game. But what I think is really cool is that you can see these cooler spots that are safe to land on via the tiles above being solid, not molten and in motion. So it's a bit of a hint where it's safe to step. And of course, the goodies were also safe, okay? So following the ceiling, you can do it, and now we need to jump on this tile, and on that tile, and it is made a bit difficult, seeing as how Lara's safety walking is no longer reliable, just like in the Furnace of the Gods level. And also, you can't properly see the borders of the square you're on, so it gets tricky. Now, I don't want to make another step, you know what, maybe side step will be fine, but I want to extend our trajectory so we even can think of making a running jump. Whoa, okay, that was pretty damn close. Now let's use a sidestep. Wonderful. And now, I guess this will be safe, right? Oh, there we go. And that's all the Alaskan secrets collected. And no, you do not yet unlock the Codex of Melnikov achievement, even though you should if it's just Codex of Melnikov. You actually need to find all secrets in the entire expansion, and that means the bonus 5th level, where, I mean, the secrets are utterly pointless at that point, but it's a fun extra challenge. At least in the remasters, you do get rewarded with an achievement for that, so there's a little bit of motivation. Now, I'm really, really scared of this jump. Oh no. It's so difficult to see the borders of the squares. Okay, you know what, guys? Let me just try this again. Alrighty, no time like present. So, I'm kind of thinking, what if we could get away with even a standing jump rather than a running jump? That might be a safer alternative. Ah, that's the key here. I think the fact that we had a bit of an elevation helped. Now again, I don't want her to touch the molten gold. Let's see if this will work. Oof. Okay, and let's not touch the square here. Remember, this one's not safe. Oof. Okay, this made me very nervous, but it's such a fun and creative challenge. I kind of wish there'd be more of that. Alrighty then, and another door opened up here. This area would not be normally climbable, it's only accessible like this. But we can now use it to essentially reach the other corner, which will have a unique way out. Okay, there we go. The footsteps you hear actually belong to the Inuits you left alive for the Zdorovye achievement, so don't worry if there's no additional threat or anything like that. Now this will be a slide, and what we'll want to do is we'll want to tilt Lara to the left so she ends up sliding backwards here, because otherwise there'll just be plenty of falling damage she'll take, okay? Poor Lara, she's been through a lot today. Alrighty then. Let's do this. Oh, this one always makes me so nervous. And you can also use the forest on the left to make it across, or go through this solid golden block. But since I've never really showed it to you properly, I want to go through this path. This has no trapdoor, but it's a death sentence nevertheless. Okay. And we never have to really worry if the trapdoors are open or closed, as long as you jump over them. That's the gist of it. Now we are, my friends, approaching the end of the kingdom level, and we are actually going to figure out what the purpose of the golden mask is. And honestly, I'd like to invite you to help me decipher what the meaning is, because I'm not sure myself, to be honest. Okay, I really didn't want to get scratched. We don't have much health to fool around. But over here is a ladder with a grate leading to the very beginning of the level with the cage, where we left 3 Bigfoots locked. The way to open it is really weird, but it works, so there's that. First of all, let's take care of another snow leopard. Just so we have a clear playing field. There is a little den with depictions of polar bears, but the snow leopards made use of it. There's M16 clips, but if you pick up the large medpack, the grade leading to the initial area of the level will open up and you can go back. And that's what we're gonna take advantage of. However, be very careful, because this releases another Bigfoot that appear, and these guys can walk upon the molten gold. What happened to me when I was practicing in my GOG version of the game, he made it down the ramp, then around the molten river here, and the guy assaulted me here. I did not see that coming whatsoever, okay? So just be very careful that that can happen unless you know in advance, and we'll take care of him real quick. Now let's grab the ladder. Whoa, nice. And let's just see how our pals, who are legitimately repressed, are doing in that cage. So there are 5 pickups overall in this introductory area, and because of the illegitimate repression, we just left the picking up for later, right now, okay? And now, picking up this large health pack, something funny will happen. Just watch this. So a 4th Bigfoot just appeared inside the cage. I find that endlessly funny. So not only did we look up 4, this way we ended up looking... well, not only did we look up 3, but this way we ended up looking 4 of them, okay? Now, there are also Uzi clips over here. And on the ledge with some cave paintings, again, Inuits slaying a bear to be made a sacrifice, we get these 2 goodies. So again, it's up to you if you want to pick these up in the beginning of the level, but I find it safest to do it like this. By the way, technically speaking, in case you can find a way to get up on this ledge and drop into the cage, I guess you can technically still finish these guys off when you load back after finishing the level and unlocking the legitimate repression, but I don't think it's quite worth it. Since we cannot kill the Inuits anyway, I'm just gonna do proper all kills run via a montage, okay? So there we go, 4 of them in the cage. I mean, hopefully this will not invalidate the achievement, because they ask us for 3, maybe force too much of a repression. We'll see. Let's make a jump like this. Lara will not hit her head, because it's a sloped angle, okay? Just as a neat trick to be aware of. And we are approaching an absolutely fascinating area. Let me show you, which honestly raises more questions than it answers. Here we will find a receptacle for the golden mask of Tornarsuk, said to have powers of reanimation, but it will do something quite different. Now, first of all, there is a gate over here. Oh, we can already do this, that's pretty cool. There is a spiky pit. Inside this pit is a large medpack. Let's try and not get impaled. Alrighty, or even scratched. But this pit isn't as much of a trap for us as it is for the final boss, okay? And something to keep in mind for the victory over the Bourgeoisie achievement. First of all, in order to get to the other side and press this lever, we'll need to see a bridge extended from this golden tile all the way over there. To do that, we'll need to insert the golden mask in its receptacle. All this lever does is it makes the bridge then disappear, and you can potentially trap the final boss in it, making him an easy pickings, and you can just keep taking pot shots, okay? But this is not something we will do because of the victory over the Bourgeoisie achievement. Instead, what we're about to do is we'll insert the golden mask here, we'll summon the boss, and then we'll try to time the lever just right for him to end up on the other side trapped with us, and that's how we need to take him down, which is going to result in us taking damage. That's going to be a lot of fun. But first of all, let's just admire this. Watching the golden mask receptacle is an actual golden face of Tornarsuk, or the actual deity the Inuits were worshipping, and there are 2 giant golden boulders serving as pupils over the eyes. And the fun thing is that the moment you put the mask on, the nose bridge is gonna disappear, creating a path into the lair of... Well, I don't know if the boss will be facing is Tornarsuk itself, or if it's just a guardian of something, like the guardian of Talion in Tibet in Core Tomb Raider 2. But we need to get into its lair, pick up the 2 goodies over here, and trigger the lever to extend the golden bridge. Okay? So, lots of things to keep in mind. They'll be quite dangerous, so if you'll forgive me, I'm gonna make another save here because we made quite the progress since. And what's really cool is that even though Lara technically stole the golden mask, she doesn't culturally appropriate, she just essentially places it in the place that it was intended to. So I think that's really neat. Okay, let's save here. And wish me luck and nerves of steel. Miss Croft, you got this. And there it comes bursting. Yep, another retexture, which is something we're used to by now in these expansions, but let's take a picture of it. And I do want to capture the skybox as well. So this is what it looked like in the original. Oh my god, it looks terrible in the remasters. Wait, what? What happened to its eyes? Oh, I feel sorry for him. Okay, see, this looked vicious. This looked like it's gonna kick your ass. This looks sad somehow. Okay, remasters, you really haven't done a good job retexturing this guy. I'll be completely honest with you. But let's do it like this. The eye pupils and the skybox in the back. Now what we want to do is take advantage of this corner, because this will gain us a precious extra second for us to get the goodies. And for each pickup like this, I recommend making another circuit around this layer to avoid getting hit and pummeled at all, okay? Alrighty then. And again, the corner... Oh my god, I almost killed us. The corner trick. Oof, thank god that didn't connect. And you know what? Let's maybe use the right side of the layer now. A bit closer to the large medpack, and ignore the lever for now. Oof! How that didn't connect, I truly do not know, but yay, good for us. Okay, and once more. just to open the door over there and extend the golden bridge, okay? That's the gist of it, of that lever. Let's now use the left side, it will be closer that way. Okay, and let's not get pummeled, please. No, let's keep the camera angle. Oh, shoot! One hit is all it takes. Unbloody believable. And it's now making noise over Lara's corpse. This is really shady. You know what? let me just try this again. Whew. Lots of deaths in the Golden Mask expansion. What I'm thinking about for our second attempt is maybe let's use the corner here, even more further away from the lair, and see if we'll get better result and extend the overall trajectory he has to cover. It all comes down whether we're faster when making these running jumps, or if he's faster when just using his normal walking speed. Okay, because perhaps he's that much faster that extending our trajectory is just helping him rather than us. But let's see. Okay, I have high hopes about this plan. Ooh. Okay, gotcha. Now, let's again use the right entrance to pick up the large med bag. And then we'll use the left one to press the lever and get out. He always seems to enter from that side. That is really interesting. He never ever uses the right one, only the left one. Let's keep that in mind. But it doesn't help us for the lever because it is on the left side. Okay. There we go. Miss Croft, you got this. There's no time like present. This is essentially the same gist as in the Ice Palace level, with those goodies in his lair, but just a bit more involved and fun. Yes, that helped! Using the back corner all the way over there gave us that extra bit of time. Awesome. And just make sure to skip the cutscene showing the door opening. You need it. You absolutely do. Okay? And now all we gotta do is lure this big birdman onto the other side. And if you'll forgive me, I am going to make another save here, alright? Okay, it is approaching, and now it's all about that correct timing. Okay, so that was still a bit too early. Let's try this again. Maybe after the third one. Yep. Third one did the trick. But it works perhaps a bit too well. Awesome! Ah, that's what I wanted to happen. And you know what? I'll pick shotgun as my choice of weapon. And this way, we'll unlock victory over the Bourgeoisie achievement. We did it, guys! Now, victory over the Bourgeoisie, fight the Guardian of the Kingdom by staying with him on the other side. Let's quickly make a save so that we can also check the final stats screen. This is very important. We do not actually get to see the Kingdom's final stats otherwise. So, in our Zdorovye run, and also legitimate repression, we only landed 20 out of 29 kills and 50 out of 52 goodies. But we got our hands on all 3 secrets, and I showed you how to do this without using a medpack. And this is actually the more difficult run to do without using medpack, because we actually won't end up killing all the enemies, okay? So, guys, hopefully this was useful. And let's now see the final stat screen showing us the actual 3 achievements we should unlock. In theory, I'm not really sure myself. Let's see. There we go! Comrade Croft. Finish Melnico Island chapter, don't anger any warriors or the... Okay, that was a bit too fast. But we did it. So you'll unlock the first of the 4 achievements when landing the killing blow, and the 3 remaining ones right at the level end screen, okay? So there we go. This is also the run where we triggered the glitch in Fool's Gold, getting that extra pickups. So we have 255 out of 256 pickups. But without the glitch, we'd be at 254 out of 256 because we avoided those 2 grenades here, okay? So, as it pertains to the kills, that statistic in this run doesn't particularly interest me, but what's really cool is we did it without using any medpacks, and we have found 12 out of 12 secrets in these 4 levels, and we have broken all breakable objects. That means that now when you press the action key, you will essentially end up being thrown to the next bonus secret level, where you can unlock the remaining 7 achievements pertaining to this expansion, okay? But like I said before, the way I'd like to do this is simply to do it with a proper statistics run, now that we have all the annoying achievements out of the way. And the cool thing is that you only need to play the secret level once to unlock all the achievements. There are no mutually exclusive ones or anything like that, okay? So guys, I hope you had a blast, and I did promise you a montage of all the kills in the Kingdom level, and I want to keep my word. So let's begin and do something incredibly cathartic. And with the final scream of death, let's open up the kingdom in-game statistics whilst we still have the chance. So my friends, this was the all kills run through the kingdom. As you can see, our time taken was much faster this time around. No commentary tends to do that. Again, we have found all 3 secrets. This time we picked up all 52 goodies, because we killed that one bloody Inuit. We blew him up and picked up his 2 grenades. Not just that, we killed every single enemy in the level, leading us to the sweet number of 29. Now, we have also managed to pull this off without using any medpacks, a point which I'm very proud of, and we have broken all 4 objects in this level, okay? So just a brief summary of what the nice statistics look like now that we have all the achievements out of the way. And let me just press the action key here, and let's see what the final stats will look like. And there we go. So we managed to finish off the 4 levels of the expansion under 2 hours. We have found all 12 secrets. We got our hands on all 256 goodies. However, don't panic in case you don't see the Harvest Plan implemented achievement popping up, because you need 75 more items from the next bonus level, which you're gonna be carried across right now when you press the action key, seeing 12 out of 12 secrets, okay? We have also killed all killable 176 enemies out of the total number of 180. Remember, there were the 2 unkillable Inuits in the Furnace of the Gods, and also the 2 Inuit spirits just watching and observing us. In case you guys know of a way to finish them off, I'll welcome the comments, I really will. Also, it seems in this run, with all kills and all breakables, our accuracy was a bit better, 91%. We have also managed to use no medpacks, which was actually a tougher challenge, having to do all the kills ourselves and not have the Inuits help us out. And as for distance traveled, we traveled slightly less, roughly 500 squares. So again, no commentary tends to do that, I just go straight to the point. And finally, we again broke all 62 breakable objects of these 4 expansion levels. Okay guys, so this is kind of the reason why I initially split it into 2 alternate playthroughs. I really wanted to see the nice final stat screen. However, seeing as how there's still 1 more level to go, normally the game would show you the credits now, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna save the credits for the final level of this expansion. The problem is, there'll be no final stat screen. Instead, they decided to implement it here for all the players who will not find all the secrets, which on one hand I appreciate, but how about you show the final statistics screen again at the end of the 5th level? But they don't do that, so I'll have to create something custom. Hopefully that will work out. So guys, pat yourselves on the back. The whole alternate playthroughs nonsense is ending. Our playthroughs will now reconvene right here, and we're gonna bravely enter the 5th final level, which is absolutely insane and I love it to bits. But not before thanking my amazing patrons. Blind Goopel, Mick, Severin Drex, and Stickle, and Katie Danger, thank you guys so much for being my Winstons, and for treating the final boss to some birdseed, luring him away and distracting him long enough for us to rob his lair. Next, I would like to say thanks to my caretaker Winston, Michael McGonky. Thank you so much for your support, and also for picking up Lara via the helicopter after she was mauled by this giant birdman. Without your swift rescue, she'd still be stuck down there. I would also like to give very special thanks to my veteran Winstons, Andrea Pavilianiti and Alexander. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel, and also for developing military enhanced drugs, improving Lara's accuracy to 91%, and not needing to use any medpacks. Thanks to those drugs, she's an absolute unbeatable badass at this point. And finally, I would like to give a very, very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel, and also thank you for repurposing the final trapped spike bit into a giant walk-in freezer. This way, with the boss finally caught in the trap, we'll have plenty to eat all the way until Christmas. And finally, I would like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to you guys for watching. In case you do want to support my work further, feel free to check out my Patreon. No matter which Winston you'll decide to become, I will give you a shout out in each and every one of my videos. There is no exclusive content or anything like that. I want to ensure that everyone has the access to everything, but what I do intentionally is I keep every single one of my videos demonetized so that your viewing experience will not be interrupted by YouTube ads. It's true that this doesn't help the algorithm much, but on the other hand, when you watch a video, you'll watch the video you decided and you won't be fed some advertisements or sponsorships or anything like that. And that's why your support will be really appreciated so that I can literally afford more time into doing this. And finally, to all of you who made it this far, thank you for your patience. I know these Golden Mask expansion videos take a long time to do, and after a few days pass and I haven't uploaded anything, I feel the mounting pressure. I am doing what I can to at least maintain the once per week schedule. And with today's video, I barely managed to do it still towards the end of this week, so I guess mission successful, but hopefully in the future my upload rate will be better. Now, with that in mind, I'm gonna immediately start working on the final 5th bonus level of the expansion. The way I'd like to describe it is groovy, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So, I'll see you very soon, and until then, happy raiding.